His MVP. That's one. Right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. High drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball. Down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Gone again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the 8th inning, the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-0 ball game. Rangers trailing by 6 with 3 outs remaining. Top of the 8th just ended with Justin Foscue grounding out. Foscue getting his first start since being called back up from AAA. Of course, last time we saw Foscue, he was going 0 for 39. So I definitely think he is eager to get that well out of the minds of Rangers fans. But look, we got bigger problems right now. 6-0 ball game. The game that I thought, going into it, looking at Rogers' numbers and looking at some of the players that had success against Rogers on the Rangers squad. I think Marcus Semien came in hitting pretty well. I think he had maybe a homer and was 2 for 4. There were a couple other guys with decent numbers against Rogers. He's pretty much shut him down tonight. Only Haggerty, Langford, and Adolis Garcia have hits tonight. Ugly, man. Just ugly. Yeah, I know Foscue definitely almost had a bomb. John, I saw your comment as well. Look, it's definitely promising to see that in the sense that when he was last up with the club, looked a little lost, right? Foscue did not look great last year in 24. Again, had the club record until Jock Peterson came along for most consecutive ABs without a hit. So it was nice to see him drive the ball. Not 100% what he did in the middle at bats. I just saw the ground out. Didn't have a lot of pace on it, but look, at least he's driving the ball. Almost got out of the ballpark. Hopefully he can make the most of his opportunities. I kind of said on the show, I think yesterday or a couple of days ago, that we really have to think about this as potentially one of Justin Foscue's last chances. I know maybe that seems harsh. Maybe that seems hot take, but I don't know. He had a pretty extended run. If you're not going to succeed with the opportunities you're getting right now before Jock Peterson comes back, I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions here, but a part of me wonders if Justin Foscue doesn't have success in this next stint, assuming he gets, let's say, a week's worth of games. It could potentially be, I think, one of his last opportunities with the club. I'm not saying DFA, but maybe trade, and maybe other guys getting chances ahead of him. We'll see how he does. First, here at Right on Rangers, we cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers, and especially the Rangers during the MLB season. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. We're going to finish out the game with you guys. Please, though, feel free to drop a comment, drop a question. I'll do my best to get to it. Definitely will be much more on top of it post-game. But during the game itself, I'm going to focus on live commentary, play-by-play, but I'll be fishing around the comment section throughout as I can. Dane Dunning on the hill right now. I tweeted out right before I got on the live, I would just love to see Dane have a nice little stint here with the big league club before potentially going back down. You obviously got some guys that are going to be coming off the IL. You've got Sporzy, you've got Bradford, you've got John Gray, who potentially is going to be back a little bit sooner than the end of July. You've got all these dudes coming back healthy, Malley as well, right? So I don't think Dane is going to be sticking. But look, if he did come up and kill it, he could potentially replace some of the guys that we have in the bullpen right now. I think, though, he is probably going to be one of the first on the chopping block if he does not have a really, really standout few appearances in a row. Maybe this is just kind of a one-off. Rangers need some help, and, Bosley's back up. That could totally be it. And in fact, it might be. I just would love to see Dane unlock 2023. Dane Dunning. I really, really like the guy. And I think that last year clearly had a bad season. Would love to see him get the chance to bounce back. Tonight, can't say he's impressing big time. That last inning was pretty interesting. Hitting a guy. They intentionally walked Gunnar Henderson. I know Dane's a ground ball pitcher. I don't really get intentionally walking Gunnar Henderson there. It's a 5-run game. I know you've got a base open and you're trying to keep the double play intact. Dude, just pitch. Just pitch. I don't get the strategic intentional walk down 5 runs. We keep going here. Sorry, let me clean up a little bit here, Austin. Appreciate it. Sorry about that, man. Sorry, I'm not always as quick on the banning as I need to be. Y'all know I don't really ban anybody unless somebody's getting crazy or vulgar. And look, it takes a lot, but I apologize to my people on YouTube. Had to clean up a little bit of the nonsense. Let's see. Chase says, I think we're going to have to start being honest with ourselves. Every day we're waiting on an offense that's never going to show up. Sorry for being negative. No, man, it's okay. Look, I get it. I really do. It's hard for me. We're all Rangers diehards here. We all want to see the club do well. I don't think anybody who's a Rangers fan wants to see losses. So I get it, man. It's okay. It's a safe space. Let it all out, man. This is the therapy session when we're taking L's like this. But look, you had Patrick Corbin throwing, and I saw some Patrick Corbin hate online after he gives up the 3-run bomb to Holiday. Come on now. This is my first lead-in. And y'all know I have been a PC defender all year long, and I'm going to do it again tonight. I was going back and forth with Bryce on Locked on Rangers. Well, I don't think he replied at all, but I was definitely one of the first on the comments. Dude saying, can't wait until Malley comes back to get Patrick Corbin out of here. Bro, what? I don't even understand the Patrick Corbin slander. I really don't. I'm not here for it. So if any of y'all want to do it, we're going to go back and forth for a little bit. Are we really going to blame a guy that's gotten 0 run support all season long? 0. And today, literally 0 run support all season long. We're really blaming Patrick Corbin? I think most teams would love if their 5th starter could have a sub 4.50 ERA, and Patrick Corbin is at a sub 4 ERA for most of the year. Today, the ERA balloons over 4. Did not have his best stuff today. I mean, he did strike out 6, had a couple of tough luck balls here and there, but look, you give up 9 hits, you give up 5 runs, not Corbin's best outing. Are we forgetting that he went 12 straight starts with 3 earned runs or less? I just don't even understand the people that want to come down on Patrick Corbin in a night where the offense scores 0 runs. Dude has given us a chance to win pretty much every game he's pitched. Look, I'd rather Jack Leiter at this point. I think I'd rather have Jack Leiter or Kumar Rocker out of the rotation than Patrick Corbin. I'm sorry. And that's no hate to Jack Leiter. I think he's going to be a great pitcher one day. Right now, I trust Corbin a little bit more than Leiter. I don't know. I think Corbin has been consistent as all get out all season long. Leiter, you've gotten some great starts. You've gotten some really bad starts. Maybe this is hot take central. I would probably rather take Corbin than Leiter right now. I'm not talking about building the franchise. I'm talking about right now going out and having a quality start. Who am I betting on? I'm probably betting on Patrick Corbin to go out there and have a quality start right now at this moment in time in the month of June 2025. I don't understand the Patrick Corbin hate at all, and I never will. I care who starts. I care about all the players on the team. If y'all want to lock in on the offense and, crap on them all night long, you do you. But we're going to point out the positives. The pitching staff continues to be a bright spot. Bullpen is top 5 in baseball. Bullpen has a ton of bright spots. Patrick Corbin has been a bright spot for Texas. I definitely am not going to be complaining about the offense all night long. Not fun, not enjoyable. Although we're definitely going to go in on it a little bit, and we'll talk about that. Holiday is going to get a little lucky here, and there's 2 outs. Get the ball in, Adolis. What are we doing? Get the ball in. All right, got the ball in. First and third, 2 outs. Holiday, kind of a seeing eye single here. Very weak contact. Got it right in between Foscue. Got over Foscue's glove. I don't know why Dolly took 5 seconds to get the ball in from the outfield, but it wouldn't have mattered. Nobody advanced beyond where they were supposed to. Rangers trying to keep this a 6-run deficit. 6-run deficit. I don't think we've come back from a 3-run deficit, but you know what? Miracles happen. Miracles happen, man. We keep going. Let me see if I missed anything. Is Bochy punting games? We need wins. No, I don't think there was any punting of the game going on. Last game, I thought Bruce Bochy kind of punted yesterday's game. Yeah, you pretty much said, hey, if we don't get 6 innings, then we're going to Bosley. And in yesterday's case, we only got 4. We're just going to go to Bosley, and it is what it is. That's pretty much what happened yesterday. So I don't think tonight was a punt. Tonight, the offense just didn't score runs. And that's what it comes down to. Yeah, forgot about Evo, Austin. I know you're talking about earlier when I was mentioning all the pitchers that are coming back from injury. Yeah, Evo is going to be back this weekend. So I don't see Dane sticking around, but it's nice that he gets an opportunity here. And he's going to get out of this one. Man, he's going to go back. Who was that who just struck out, man, on the Orioles? That's right there on the black, man, right at the bottom of the zone. Oh, Laureano? Laureano's a punk, man. That was right there on the black. I don't get that at all. Quite the reaction, bro. You're going to go back, look at the iPad, and want to apologize. Phil Cuzzy has not had a great night, so look, I definitely have not loved the strike zone. That one was painted. Absolutely painted. It does feel like the offense hasn't scored runs in a year and a half. 100%. Natalie, I get the frustration on the lineup changes. I know a few of y'all on TikTok, too, have been frustrated with the lineup changes. I personally don't care. Like, at this point, do whatever. Keeping it the same, I don't really think is going to matter that much. I mean, I know they haven't really messed with doing that. Hey, let's just keep the lineup the exact same for like 2 weeks straight. First of all, it doesn't work with right-handed pitcher, left-handed pitcher. But I'm kind of more of a fan of tweaking things and trying to find something that works versus keeping it the same. Again, think about if they would have done that at the beginning of the year. Simeon and Seager 1-2 the entire year, and whoever else they had 3, 4, 5. I'm okay with the lineup changes. At this point, the Rangers got to squeeze every bit of offense they can out of this squad. And if they got to mix it up a little bit, I'm good with it. Personally, I can only speak from personal experience. And look, I'd love to hear your guys' take too. It never bothered me as a hitter when I played. And you guys know, I didn't have some illustrious baseball career. I played in high school. I played at a really, really small college. Didn't get to start a lot, but I've been around the game a long time. I've coached the game for a long time. It never bothered me to move around in the lineup. I don't know. Never bothered me to move from second in the lineup to first, 7th in the lineup to 6th. You let me know if it was different for you. But it never bothered me when my coach moved me 1 or 2 places in the lineup, even if it was 3 or 4 places. Dude, you're just up there in the box trying to hit. I don't think the lineup changes is really a big deal. You're a professional hitter, dude. You can hit wherever you get put, 1 through 9. Once you get in the box, you're not thinking about, man, I'm hitting third. I was hitting seventh. Now I'm hitting third. No professional hitter is thinking that when they're up at the plate. And I don't think that it's really any kind of factor. I mean, look, maybe you can go with chemistry or whatever, but I don't see it. I think that it's a very, very small item on the list of reasons why the Texas Rangers are struggling right now. Keep going. 2023 highlights. Always a good thing to watch after games like this. It bothers me that we have to pay for Victory Plus and the team doesn't perform. Does kind of add insult to injury, doesn't it? Does kind of add a little insult to injury. Shoot. By the way, 1 down in the top of the 9th. Wyatt Langford up right now. In a game this far apart, I know we're not really locked in on pitch by pitch here. So I think you'll forgive me. But Wyatt Langford up right now, looking to get his second hit of the night. Ripped a very healthy line drive. This one's off the end of the bat, and it is going to be caught. Can of corn for Cowser, and the Rangers are down to their last out. Marcus Semien up 0 for 3 on the night. Semien had a 12-game hitting streak. I think he's hitless the past 2 games. So, look, nothing to be real worried about. Marcus hitting third with Corey Seager out tonight. Had been hitting 4th, 5th, right in the heart of the order. Here's the pitch. Semien is going to ground out to third base. That should do it. Nice scoop down at first. That's ball game. Orioles are going to win this one 6-0. Patrick Corbin going to take the L. Rogers for the Orioles. 8 strong innings pitched. He takes the win. And on to tomorrow. On to tomorrow, man. Forgettable game. I mean, look, 3 batters had hits today. Haggerty, Langford, and Adolis. Everybody else, over. And you didn't even get 4 through 9 getting a 4th at bat. 4 through 9 didn't even get a 4th at bat in this one. So that's how pathetic the offense was. You had only 5 strikeouts, so a lot of baseballs put in play, but very forgettable evening for the offense. Adolis and Langford and Haggerty all singles. Haggerty was kind of an infield chopper single. Langford had a pretty healthy single. I think Doley hit the ball hard in his single as well. That's about it. That's about it. Look, Josh Young, 0 for 3 again. Y'all maybe saw the video I put out on Josh Young earlier today. And first of all, I got to clarify, I love the Jungle Cat. Love Josh Young. Texas boy, San Antonio, Trinity High School, Texas Tech. Love Josh Young. I just simply think it's just interesting. Adolis Garcia got so much crap, public crap from Rangers fans. I would even say a little bit from Chris Young, right? I mean, Doley was getting crapped on from all sides, and the big message we heard was production over pedigree. So we all understand that Josh Young has the pedigree. There's some realities about Josh Young. He is 2 for, I want to say 30, 2 for 30 in his last 7 games. Not good. I don't know how much longer we want to wait it out with some of these players, but I am ready for a little bit of a shakeup at this point. I mean, with Josh Young especially, you got 3 options left on Josh Young. I don't know how much longer the front office and just the managerial staff in general want to hold out on some of these guys. You've got 37, 38 days till the deadline. I believe it's 38 days. You got 38 days, and if you have one more bad week, you're probably knocked out of the playoff race. I mean, seriously, that's not an over-exaggeration. It's not hyperbole. That's not a hot take. If you have a bad week this week, let's say the Rangers lose both series, you're probably sitting 5-6 games out of the playoff spot, of the wild card spot. And I know there's probably a lot of people that are ready to give up like tonight. I'm not. But I just don't understand anybody that's still trying to preach patience. The season's literally hanging in the balance right now. Right now. You drop 2 out of 3 in Baltimore, and then you drop 2 out of 3 at home against the Mariners. I mean, let's see what happens. Let's see what the standings are like, but you could be in really big trouble. Then you got to play, I think Houston mixed in there too. Houston's right before the All-Star break, right? You got to play, you're playing the Padres. Then you are playing the Angels, and then you have Houston right before the All-Star break. You've got, literally, y'all, you've got Mariners, Padres, Angels, Astros. Like, this is make or break time. That's why anybody that was clapping back at me about my Josh Young video that I put out today, like, how much longer are you planning on waiting to make major shakeups? Now, there's only so much that you can do. There's only so much you can do. But with certain players, you can make movements. Guys that are struggling, guys that are 2 for their last 30, guys that have 3 minor league options left. I don't even understand. It's a simple thing. You move Josh Smith to third base, and then you've got anybody available to DH. Jock Peterson will be back shortly. You can't option Jock. Dude's a vet, and he's not able to be optioned anymore. It's Simeon, same thing. There's certain guys that you can't option. The guys that you can option, I don't understand why you're not even thinking about it. Again, how much longer are you going to wait? I don't understand anybody that's still trying to preach patience. You got to have urgency. You got to win some ball games. You're about to go through a tough gauntlet of games. You've got really this Baltimore series and maybe the Angels series as your only reprieve. And the Angels aren't a terrible squad either. They're right behind the Rangers. I think they're beatable, don't get me wrong, but they're not horrible. You've essentially got Angels and Orioles, and then you've got Mariners, Padres, Astros. You've got some quality competition coming up, and it is going to probably make or break your season. What happens in this next, week and a half to 2 weeks? I'm concerned. And the people that are still trying to tell me to be patient, I don't know what you're waiting for. This team's one bad week from getting KO'd. Again, you lose both series this week. Let's see how the teams ahead of us do in the wild card. But as it stands right now, they were coming into this series, I think, 2 games, 2.5 games behind. It's 1 game. And yes, you do have Jacob deGrom throwing in this series against the Orioles. They did confirm deGrom is going to be going on Thursday. I thought that they would push him back to Friday, but they're really trying to go when Jacob deGrom is ready to pitch. I respect it. As long as you're keeping Jacob deGrom healthy, I really can't hate too much on what you got going on. If you're keeping Jacob deGrom healthy and he continues to dominate baseball games like he's doing, you're not going to get a lot of complaints out of me. And I don't think any of y'all should complain either. I would love to see deGrom get pushed back to the Mariners so that way you've got deGrom and Evo back-to-back. But you know what? I won't complain. Just keep giving me deGrom. As long as that dude's healthy, you're not going to hear a peep out of me. So here's the standings right now, by the way, just so we can make sure we're on the same page. Texas is 2.5 games out. Kind of depends on other results today. They might go back to 3 games out. And so, look, you creep up to 5 games out of a wild card, 6 games out of a wild card. It's not impossible with so much baseball left. It's not impossible. But in terms of making moves, in terms of the trade deadline, you're going to play yourself into seller mode if you are that far out of a playoff spot come the end of the trade deadline, the end of the trading period in late July. I would love for this team to gut it out over the next few weeks, go on a run. offense to miraculously come back to life. I have my doubts. I'm still hopeful, but I don't understand why you're trying to be patient with anybody anymore. This is win now mode. It's win now mode. There are certain guys like Josh Young that are going to be a part of the future regardless. Nobody's saying DFA, get rid of Young. Nobody's saying that. He's a part of the future, 1,000,000%. But if you're really trying to win now, I don't get patience with really anybody anymore. Do whatever you can. You're a little bit hamstrung by some contracts and by some guys that don't have options. The guys that you can option that aren't playing well, option. Bring up somebody that can play, give them a shot. I don't know. But I don't understand patience at this point. They could only get 3 hits versus Trevor Rogers. Oh, Jake, appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Look, I don't understand it. We're in almost July now. You know, again, I got a couple of people pushing back on me about my Josh Young take. I know people get sensitive. I love Josh Young. Absolutely love the guy. I've got his bobblehead right here behind me, man. I know there, y'all can see him. Siegs and Young back to back. I love Josh Young. He's a part of the future. But you're in win now mode. You've got a guy that's hitting under 175 his last 30 games with 3 minor league options. I just think they got to consider it at some point. You've got guys that can play the corner spot. Foscue can play third. I'm not saying he's going to do better than Young, but you got to do something to shake it up, man. Something. Rangers had 2 catchers batting back-to-back, and it did not work out. Gio, I hate the Higgy Heim DH catcher days. It feels like it's a lot when there's a lefty starter, but I don't like Heim and Higgy. Heim's your DH, man. Higgy has managed the pitching staff pretty well. A few people have pointed that out to me, and that's great. I said it on the live a couple days ago. I really would love the Rangers to be able to find a catcher that can hit. We had Jonah in 2023 hitting the ball pretty well. I think he had 95 RBI that season in 2023. Went super cold in the postseason, but whatever. We won the World Series. But since that 2023 year, man, we have not had a catcher that can hit. And I know we make excuses for players. Well, he's got a really good glove. Like, I know that's a big thing with Josh Young. Well, he's really good at third base playing in the field. Yeah, at some point, I need you to hit, though. And that's how I feel about Heim and Higgy. Like, I love you. I'm glad that you can manage the rotation well. Could we get some offense on the side? Like, on the side. I'm not even talking about full course meal. Could I just get a little offense on the side, please? I just would love to see the Rangers get a catcher that can do both. And when I say both, I don't need you to be hitting 300 with 30 bombs like Cal Raleigh. But can I get you at least hitting 250 with a little bit of OBP potential? I don't think it's too much to ask. Baltimore has one of the worst pitching staffs in the AL. We got blanked against a guy making his 3rd start of the season. Nobody's shocked. I don't think anybody's shocked. How many shutouts is this now? Are we at double digits? Are we at double digits yet? One of y'all would know better than me. I know I probably should know. I tend not to keep those types of really terrible stats in my long-term memory. Feels like we're at 10. It's got to be like 9 or 10. Maybe it's only 8. It's between 8 and 10. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Look, I think that we win the DeGrom game. I don't know if we win tomorrow's game or not. Jacob Latz has looked really, really good. I feel confident it's not going to be a sweep. In fact, the Rangers could win the series. I don't think that tomorrow is probably the game I bet on, but I think we win on Thursday at minimum. Like I said, though, in terms of a playoff spot, you lose the Mariners series and this series this week, you're probably looking up 5 or 6 games back out of a playoff spot. You were a game away or tied. Weren't they tied for a playoff spot coming into like the Royals series? It was something crazy like that. They were like tied for a playoff spot going into that Royals series. and then just took a total dump, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens at the end of this week. I hope that by the time they get to San Diego, they're playing a little bit better than this. Like, I think I told y'all I'm going to be at that Padres series at least one game, maybe a couple. We'll see what I can convince my wife into, but maybe a couple. I hope they're playing better by then, please. Yeah, look, again, Jake, spot on, baby. Like, if you're 5 games back, like with a better offense, 5 games out of a playoff spot, you're probably not thinking a lot of it. Look, we can string together 5 games. With this offense, 5 games back feels like a lot. Just like it felt like a lot when we went down 4-0 today. I mean, I texted it to my boys in the Discord. I said nighty night when it was 4-0. And I wanted to be wrong. I really wanted to be wrong. But when Jackson Holiday hit that Oppo Taco, I'm like, nighty night. We're not coming back from 4-0. And I hate that I was right. And I know a bunch of y'all were too. This wasn't like rocket science. But I hate that a 4-0 deficit, and I've said this line many times, it feels like a death sentence. You feel like the team is cooked when they go down 3-4 runs. 2, I feel like, is manageable. 1, obviously, you're 1 swing away. 3+ feels like a death sentence with this team. Chris Young said they were going to be buyers. I don't think he did. I think, in fact, he said kind of the opposite. Chris Young said he's not doing what he did last year. Chris Young said that they're going to have to be a lot better than where they were at the last trade deadline in 2024 for him to be a buyer again, which is smart. I think, honestly, this team is showing you where they're at. This team is showing you who they are. I don't think if they are playing around 500 baseball or a few games below 500, I wouldn't be investing in this team. Rangers have to be in a playoff spot or really dang close for me to feel really confident about trading prospects. You just have to look around and see where you're at. And look, there's 37 days before the deadline, 38 days. A lot can happen in 38 days. But I'm not investing into this squad if you're 4 or 5 games out of a playoff spot and thinking, yeah, they're going to pull it together. Let's buy. Let's trade Cole Drake and a bunch of prospects. I'm just not on that page, man. I got to see this team be solidly in the mix, maybe even with the playoff spot, maybe 1 or 2 games up at the deadline. If you're 5 games out of a playoff spot at the trade deadline, I think it would be baseball malpractice. Baseball malpractice. If you go ahead and you buy and you trade prospects away to invest in this team. Chris Young did it last year, and it was a mistake. It was a mistake. And I don't think he's going to make the same mistake this year. Who do I want us to trade for? Well, it's a tough question. Perfect. Appreciate the comment. It's a tough question. It doesn't really have a super solid answer until we get closer to the trade deadline, right? You don't know who's going to be a seller, who's going to be a buyer. We talked about the teams that are definitely going to be selling. You're assuming that we're going to be buyers. And if we are, we've thrown out Ozuna from the Braves. There's some Rockies players I think we could take a look at. I don't know who Colorado is really going to be wanting to part with or who they want to stick around so they can build. But I think you got to look at some Rockies players. We talked about Hunter Goodman or Goodson. Goodson, whatever. We talked about him. Really good catcher from the Rockies. There's a number of guys we could go out and get. I just don't know who's going to be available, and I don't know if the Rangers are going to be buyers. I think Avery Walcott, I don't think you want to start Walcott's clock. That's the only thing. Walcott in a losing season, I don't see a lot of value in bringing him up. If you needed Walcott, you're in the mix. Let's say the Rangers are 3 or 4 games up of a playoff spot. And, Corey Seager or Marcus Semien, somebody goes down with a major injury. then I'm a fan of bringing Walcott up, because the time that he's spending up in the major leagues, first of all, he's playing every day. Second of all, he's actually contributing to a winning team. I don't know why you would even think about bringing Walcott up in a losing season. You don't want to start Walcott's clock. You want Walcott in your possession for as long as humanly possible. So that would almost be kind of stupid at this point for the front office. I get why, Avery, I get why you would want to see Walcott, and anybody else that wants to see Walcott come up. I get it. But look, from an organizational perspective, you don't want to start Walcott's clock in a losing season. And that's where we're at right now. It's a losing season. It can get better. And look, with a major injury, maybe you pivot a little bit. Don't want to see that happen. Would rather Marcus Semien or Corey Seager continue to be healthy, but that would be the only circumstance for me. Jake says, and this is for all y'all on TikTok that can't see, trade deadline strategy: trade Malley, Corbin, bullpen arms for hitting prospects, create competition at every position but the middle infield. Yeah, I would say middle infield's pretty locked up. Like, you got Marcus Semien, you got Josh Smith, you got Walcott, you got Seager. Middle infield's pretty well locked up. The corner spots and the outfield, definitely think that you have room to reload the pipeline in those areas. Pitching prospects, I wouldn't mind seeing us get some pitching prospects either. I don't know how much you're really going to be able to get for some of these half-season rentals, but yeah, you're definitely trading Hobie Milner. You're going to trade Chris Martin if you can. You're going to be trading Malley. You're going to trade Corbin if you are a seller, if you're a true seller. You're definitely trading everybody on an expiring contract. And if you're a true seller at the deadline, I think you also think about trading, and I've brought this up many times, so this isn't going to be a shocker. You traded Adolis Garcia. You trade Dolly with 1.5 years left on his rookie deal. If you're a straight up seller, you have got to trade, I think, almost everybody with less than 2 years left on their contract. And that includes Adolis Garcia. It includes Jonah Heim. There's also other guys as well. Jock Peterson, I don't think you're going to be able to get any takers on him, but Jock's got less than 2 years left. If anybody wants Jock, I think you try and trade him. There's a number of dudes that they have on expiring or on contracts that are 1.5 years left before expiration. You're trying to trade as many guys as you can, less than 2 years of club control. That's got to be the priority if you are a true seller. If you're kind of in the mix, like, let's say they're 2 or 3 games back, then I think you go soft sale, soft buy, maybe, if the deal is right. But I don't think you're going to see the Rangers do much in the buying department if they are not above 500 and firmly in a playoff spot. I would not trade DeGrom, Cripple King. Appreciate you, buddy, by the way. Thank you. I wouldn't trade DeGrom. I think next year you can reload. You can reload next year. The Rangers are not going to be a terrible team in 2026. You've still got Corey Seager. You've still got Marcus. You've still got Evan Carter. You've still got Wyatt Langford. And you've still got, I know I've been a little bit down on Josh, but you've still got Josh Young. You've still got Josh Smith. You've got a lot of solid players. Then you've got DeGrom. You've got Evo. You've got an up-and-coming Jack Leiter. You've got an up-and-coming Cody Bradford. You've still got a lot of solid pieces. That's why the fire sale, trade DeGrom, trade everybody. No, 2026 can still be a really solid year, but you've got to shake it up, man. You've got to shake up the position players especially. Trade Adolis. Get a new catcher in there. Higgy, I think you're kind of stuck with. Maybe you can get Higgy off the books in the offseason or even at this deadline. I doubt it. But I don't think the Higgy addition has worked out great for what you're paying him. You could get this out of Carson Kelly and out of a lot of other catchers. I get Higgy has had a great ERA with the pitchers that he's managed and caught over his 29, 30 games behind the dish. But I don't think it's worth the contract. You're trying to trade as many bad contracts as you can, man. You've got to do shakeups. And if the Rangers are not competitive at the deadline, start it right now. But Chase, I'm with you. If you can't do it at the deadline because the Rangers are still kind of hanging in the balance in late July, you do it in the offseason. Jeremy, disagree a little bit. Look, could they be bad in 2026? Yes. It all depends on who they surround some of the core guys with. But you've got to do a reboot. You've got to reboot the catching position. You've got to reboot right field. You've got to reboot. I think first base, I don't know. You got to see where Jake Berger's at the end of this year. I'd give Jake Berger at the end of this year. And if you don't like what you're seeing with Jake, I think you try and deal and you reboot first base. I don't know how much this management, this ownership is going to want to spend in the offseason, but you've got some contracts coming off the book. The Rangers will have some space. You've got Malley's contract coming off the books. You got John Gray. That's $29 million right there in space. And I know that in baseball, there's no salary cap, but you're trying to stay below the luxury tax threshold. That's almost $30 million right there. You can buy a nice player for almost $30 million if you wanted to go that route. So I'm not ready to say they're going to be bad in 2026, but I have to see what they do in the offseason. No fire sale. Trade the guys that have less than 2 years of club control. That's where I would be. I'm kind of on your page a little bit, Jeremy. Like, Josh Young has got to be better. I really thought this was going to be a big year for Josh Young. I really did. It hasn't been. No Josh Young hate, Cooper. No Josh Young hate. But I do think that Josh is playing pretty poorly right now, and I don't think it takes a baseball savant to figure that out. And look, for all the people that keep saying be patient, I just don't think you understand. This is win now mode for Texas, right? If the Rangers were in a rebuild, of course you would be saying, let Josh figure it out. Of course you'd be saying that. This isn't a rebuild year. You're trying to win. You've got an aging Jacob deGrom. You've got an aging Nate Eovaldi. You're trying to win right now. So you don't have time for the future guys to just putz along and go 2 for 30 or hit 175 over the last 6 weeks and just say, well, they're the future. They're figuring it out. You're trying to win now. So anybody that is upset or in their feelings because I've said Josh Young, maybe you need to send him down to the minor leagues. He's got 3 options remaining. Don't get it at all. I mean, look, I hope he goes off tomorrow and drops 2 or 3 home runs. I'd love to see it. I will be the biggest cheerer, the biggest fan of that. I want to see Josh do well, but I don't know how long you keep saying, just be patient. He'll be fine. Dude, we need wins right now. We need wins right now. I don't understand anybody that wants to be patient with really any of these guys. At some point, you have got to shake it up and get this offense doing something. The offense sucks, man. It's terrible. How much longer do you want to wait around? I mean, like I said, I had people claiming victory laps on me in the Twin series. Dude, bro, I told you this offense was going to come around. Come on now. You still got people clinging, and they are going to claim the biggest W the next time we score 7-8 runs. I told you this offense was going to figure it out. I told you Josh Young was going to figure it out. Good, buddy. 1 game, 2 games. Can we get a week of consistency? Can we get 2 weeks of consistency? That's what I need to see. We keep going. Appreciate it. Gary, I don't know if you're still hanging out, man. Appreciate the comment. Garcia, Heim, any starters you can for prospects. That definitely is the case if you are going to be selling 100%. Appreciate you, Gary. Offense is pathetic, Richard. I'm with you on that. Sebastian, thanks for the follow, man, if you're still hanging out. I wish we could go back in time, too, for that 2023 offense, man. Look, perfect. I'm with you. It's not looking great right now. Like, I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything, and y'all know I don't really do that. Not trying to sugarcoat anything. It's not looking good. Obviously, I'll hold out hope until the Rangers are eliminated or until they decide to start selling some of the really good players. Like, again, if they trade Adolis, Jonah Heim, If they trade Malley, Corbin, if they trade John Gray, we haven't even talked about John Gray. He's on an expiring contract. If you trade all those guys and the bullpen pieces, I don't think anybody's going to be expecting us to do well. Wouldn't it be funny, though, if we were sellers at the deadline? This actually wouldn't even shock me. It would not shock me in the slightest. Picture this. We sell hard at the deadline. Everybody with less than 2 years of control, we sell, and then we start winning. Like, it wouldn't even shock me if with a bunch of young guys from AAA, we start winning ball games. Like, it wouldn't even surprise me. We trade Adolis. We trade Jonah. You trade Corbs. You trade Malley. You trade Gray. And suddenly we start winning games. It wouldn't even surprise me. That's why I would probably err a little bit more on the side of selling and getting something out of these guys versus hoping and praying that the offense figures it out. Keep going. Consistency is averaging 5 runs a game for 4 series in a row. Again, Jake, this is really well said, and we've said this so much on the show. If you can just be an average offense, just be average, you'd be a really good team. You don't even have to be one of the elite offenses in the game. You just have to be freaking average. I don't get it. Yeah, we're not asking for 7 runs a game, man. We're asking for like 4 or 5 consistently. It's not too much to ask. And right now, the Rangers are having a really hard time getting that done. I get it. You didn't have Corey Seager tonight. You didn't have Josh Smith tonight. And that does make a big difference, y'all, right? Can we just say that out loud? It makes a big difference when you don't have Josh Smith and Corey Seager in your lineup. And so maybe we are overreacting a little bit. That being said, it's not like we're tearing the cover off the ball with both those guys in the lineup either. But I will say the lineup is better with those 2 in it. So I know that we vented out some frustration tonight. Let's keep the wide lens view. You didn't have probably your 2 best hitters in the lineup tonight. Seager, I know he's been on a little bit of a slump. We've talked about the advanced stats with Siegs. Dude hits the ball hard almost every time he puts it in play. You can't say the same with other players that are struggling. Josh Young, for example, one of the worst exit velocities in the game. I think he's like 14th percentile in exit velocity. Only 14% of the league is hitting the ball harder than Josh Young right now. Excuse me. Only let me rephrase that. 86% of the league is hitting the ball harder than Josh Young right now. Look, math was never my strongest suit. I'm not terrible at it, but let me just make sure I say that correctly. 86% of the league hitting the ball harder than Josh right now. Corey Seager is elite. Dude's in the 90s percentiles for almost every hard-hitting stat. Corey Seager, Josh Smith being out makes a big difference. Pat, my boy, bro, thank you for getting on, man. Thank you for getting on tonight. I need to see some positive people in the chat. They don't lie. I know you're bringing truth, but it's good to see you, my guy. We've got 3 hits on the board. Glad I'm just in time for the second inning to start. How are we feeling tonight? Bro, I need the comedic relief. Some of y'all, look, if nothing else, we need some laughs after games like this. Like, you can be pissed off and frustrated, and I get that. I go through those emotions too. At some point, we got to laugh at how bad this is. Stats don't lie. They do not lie. They do not. Look, I know that some of y'all are not big on the advanced stats. I am. I'm a baseball nerd, huge baseball nerd. Advanced stats aren't everything, but when 86% of the league is hitting the ball harder than you, I don't think it takes a genius to figure out that doesn't really work. And you're a third baseman, right? One of y'all said, I think it was Jeremy, was it you? Or maybe it was Jake. One of y'all said, like, or maybe it was Chase. I don't know who it was. Somebody from X. Ideally, your corner spots, third and first, are like big-time power hitters for you. We're not getting the power from Berg yet. Maybe it's coming when he comes back from injury. The corner spots have been a huge weak spot for Texas right now. Thoughts on Hunter Brown? He's good. That's the best you're going to get out of me. Although the Rangers beat him. Sorry about it. Rangers beat Hunter Brown. So we'll see. Hunter Brown's great, though. I think he's a really good pitcher. Keep going. Appreciate all y'all hanging. Look, the box score review was short and sweet tonight, wasn't it? 3 hits. 3 guys with hits. Can't make it up. All right, let's do a little AL West roundup, and then we'll preview the game tomorrow. Jacob Latz going to be on the bump. We've got Boston in Anaheim tonight. Let's see, Rangers 3 games under 500. The Angels are also 3 games under 500, but Boston is ahead of us in the wild card, so I guess go Angels. That's kind of a tough series. Mariners are up 7-2 on the Twins. Man, the Twins are folding right now. They are folding. I think is Houston off tonight? Or did they play tonight too? There's not a ton of games going on. A lot of teams have Monday off. Yeah, there's multiple teams that have off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, there's like 12 teams that are off today. Yeah, no Houston today and no Athletics today. Mariners up. Angels play later tonight. Game's about to go live. Cling to the ring. I like how that sounds. Cling to the ring, baby. We can all watch 2023 highlights after this is over. Tomorrow's game, by the way, same start time. 4:35 Texas time. Actually, 5:35 Texas time. That'll be 3:35 for me out here in Vegas. Charlie Morton on the bump. According to MLB.com, we haven't announced a starter yet, but Jacob Latz is going to be on the hill. Maybe I can dig up Latz versus the Orioles last year. Let me see if I can do it. But we'll see what I'm able to pull up on the fly here. We can do Charlie Morton's numbers, though. Charlie Morton against the Rangers. Evan Carter, 1 for 3. That's another guy that wasn't in the lineup today. So you don't have Evan Carter. You don't have Josh H. Smith. And you don't have Corey Seager. Those are 3 huge bats. So another maybe little bit of silver lining here where you say to yourself, it's not as bad as it seems. Feels pretty bad, but you don't have 3 of your best hitters in the lineup today. It shouldn't necessarily be a shock that it wasn't a great game today. Although I will go back to what was stated earlier. The Orioles are pretty bad at pitching. You would like to think that the Rangers still could have done something tonight. Evan Carter against probable starter Charlie Morton for the Orioles tomorrow. 1 for 3, Evan Carter is against Morton. Ezekiel Duran, 0 for 3. Adolis, 2 for 6. Jonah Heim, 1 for 3. Higgy, 0 for 4. Maybe we'll see a Higgy off day tomorrow. Josh Young, 1 for 3. Wyatt Langford, 0 for 2 against Charlie Morton, Orioles probable starter for Tuesday's game. Corey Seager, 0 for 5 against Morton lifetime. Marcus Semien, 8 for 24, hitting .333. All right, hopefully Simi can have a good game. And Josh Smith, 2 for 6. 2 for 6 lifetime with an RBI as well. So collectively, not terrible. Not terrible numbers against Morton. We will see what the Rangers are able to put together offensively. Charlie Morton on the year, 5.64 ERA. He has not been good. Let's see what Charlie Morton did in his last few starts. But real quick, before I do that, I want to say a special thank you to all of my paid members on YouTube and paid subscribers on TikTok. Really, really appreciate y'all. Look, I appreciate everybody's support of the channel, comments, the follows, and there's been a bunch of y'all that have followed today, the likes, the watch time, all that good stuff. It really means a lot. About a month ago, I created a little $2.99 subscription. You're looking to take your support of me and the show to the next level. And we've got a number of people that have been generous enough to do that. A few perks come along with it. Access to our exclusive Ride on Rangers Discord, which has been freaking awesome. I have loved the community we built in the Discord. And then also priority replies in lives and on the videos I post. We're getting probably a little over 1,000 new followers a month. Things are really trending well, and you guys are a huge, huge part of that. So if you would be so kind, consider supporting me, supporting the show. That subscribe button is right next to the chat if you're on TikTok. And if you are on YouTube, we will go ahead and we will drop a link in the chat for you. Appreciate you considering. Helps keep the lights on around here. And as I like to say, helps keep us dunking on Astros fans for really all time, man. I don't think we're going to do a show without some kind of Houston dunk going on. No Astros fans tonight. I'm a little surprised. Usually after an L, did we have some on TikTok? Maybe we did. Usually every time we take an L, we got to deal with some Astros fans. It's all good. It is funny to me with Houston fans that they have the audacity to come on here less than 2 years removed from ALCS 2023. But you know what? Everybody has got to do what works best for them. It's a pretty easy alley-oop, though, at this point. Like, pretty easy alley-oop, man. 2023 ALCS highlights. Boom. That's all it is. Simple. Appreciate all y'all, though. Thank you for considering. Again, that link is in the chat now, YouTube and on X. And then, again, for TikTok, subscribe button right next to the chat. Thank you for considering. Love y'all. All right, let's talk about Jacob Latz against the Orioles. And then we'll go Charlie Morton, what he's done in his last 3 starts. Latz against Orioles' current batters doesn't have a lot of numbers. Colton Cowser is 1 for 2. Jordan Westberg is 1 for 1 with a homer. Otherwise, we got some offers. Cedric Mullins is 0 for 2. Ryan O'Hearn, it looks like he walked, and Urias walked as well. So he's given up 2 hits in 7 at-bats, and he's walked 2 hitters. So you don't have really a lot of numbers, Jacob Latz against the Orioles. Charlie Morton is coming off a pretty nice start in Tampa. He had 6 innings, 1 earned run. Before that, against the Angels, 5 innings, no earned runs. He did get lit up in Sacramento against the A's, 2 1/3, 4 earned runs. So Morton, a couple of good starts in a row. I don't know if that bodes very well for the Rangers, but you know what? Stranger things have happened. Maybe Jacob Latz turns in another outstanding outing, and having Seager, Carter, Josh Smith back in the lineup does the trick. I'm just trying to speak it into existence at this point, y'all. Never betting Rangers again. Joey, I could have told you not to bet Rangers, man. I got to say, I am very glad I'm not doing the challenge that I did last year. Y'all remember, some of the OGs, some of the people supporting the channel forever, y'all remember last year we did betting 1 cent on every follower for every Texas Rangers game. Rangers money line. It didn't go great last year. I think I ended up 4 digits down for sure. I think it was about $1,000-ish loss. Not great, although we did get a lot of followers from the channel. A few people are like, bro, did you stop doing the 1 cent for every follower challenge? I'm like, yes, I value my money. Maybe next year I'll do it. Maybe next year I'll get it started back up. I wasn't feeling it this year. I was not feeling betting 1 cent on every follower. And now across all socials, now that we've got, I want to say around 11,000 total followers across all socials, I'm not trying to lose $110 a game. $110 a game, 11,000 followers, man. No, thank you. As it was last year, we got over 10,000 followers last year. I was betting over 100 a game at one point, and I was just praying for some strong finishes. Glad I'm not doing it this year. Joey, I hope we got it tomorrow. Maybe bet the DeGrom game. I know the Rangers will be pretty prohibitive favorites in the DeGrom game, but maybe you got to throw down a little bit more and make some money back in the DeGrom game. I bet they'll probably be minus 250 for DeGrom if I had to guess. So you got to throw down 25 to win 10, 250 to win 100. But I would probably trust the DeGrom game and try and make some money back on that. But then there's the offense, man. You just don't know. Gonzo, I can't blame you. Anybody that went to the Royals series, I cannot blame you for leaving extremely hurt. You went to Texas. Did you go to Texas Live afterwards? $60, man. You either went to Texas Live and paid for a few drinks, or you found a really cheap spot and had quite a few. Yeah, that Royal series was rough. I hope Morton is due another rough night. I genuinely do hope this is accurate. Never can tell with the Rangers these days, but surely hope that that is true. Hoodie, who are you talking about? Sorry, man. I'm sorry I've missed your comment. Are you talking about Duran? Duran's had a couple of big games in a row. I know the last two he hasn't done great, but it felt like he had like two really quality games in a row. But yeah, Duran is not a guy that I really feel super confident in. I think he's another guy you probably got to look at trying to trade. Honestly, Duran has no long-term spot on this team. You're not going to play him over Simeon or Smith at second. You're not going to play him over Walcott or Seager at short. I don't think you're going to trust him to take over your third base corner spot. I don't think Zeke Duran has a path toward any consistent playing time. If another team wants to take him off our hands, absolutely. Kayla, appreciate it, man. And JJ, good to see you as well. Look, some Rangers fans, the show isn't for them. They don't like any negativity about the team. And to a degree, I understand it. There's an aspect of loyalty. I think you can be loyal and critique what you're seeing. I think it's actually, I would argue, it's part of being a fan. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. Like you can be frustrated at the team sometimes and vent it out. Like the way this channel works, it's a community, man. It's a family. Like, we let it rip. We're freaking jacked and stoked when this team does something awesome. But just like you would with your family, somebody in your family doing something stupid, you're going to call it out. Right? That's how I feel about this team. We love this team. Been a fan for 25 plus years, man. I mean, we love this team. Absolutely love this squad. But you got to be real when it's not going great. And you guys know, the people that have been following me for a while, you know I will be the biggest hype man for this team. And some people will get mad at me when I'm overhyping something. I hyped up Evan Carter and what he was doing. And then I got Rangers fans telling me, bro, come on. It's only been a week. Like, why are you being so positive? So, look, you can't win either way, right? That's basically what I'm trying to say. You can't win either way. You either are too negative or you're too positive. And you're not going to grow a show or a channel just being negative, totally never controversial. And look, I'd rather just keep it real. I'm telling y'all exactly what I would tell to some of my best buddies who are also Rangers fans. And Pat, one of my best buds from a long way back, I know you can back me up on that. What you get from me is literally what I would tell my family, my best friends about this team. It's what I text literally in our group chats and all that stuff. You get it unfiltered. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything, but I will love this team and hype them up to no end when they're going well. Michael, appreciate it, man. That's what I say. It's reality. It's real stuff. It's real stuff. Keep going. You are what your record says. JJ, exactly. Rangers are 3 games under 500. Let's not pretend they're an outstanding team. Let's not pretend like they have no shot. They have a shot. They've got some good players that might be able to really turn it around, but no need to sugarcoat. Pat says, I leave the sugarcoating for the Cowboys. Man, don't even get me started on the Cowboys. We'll get into the Cowboys, by the way, plenty in the fall. Some of y'all know I do spend a little bit of time covering NFL and NBA in the baseball offseason. We do Rangers all offseason, by the way, for any of y'all that are brand new. We do a weekly offseason show. I think we did Wednesdays last year. We did every Wednesday Rangers offseason show. Y'all know it's so slow in the baseball offseason, man. It's one of my biggest complaints. You got like NBA offseason, like rivaling the regular season and the playoffs with the drama. MLB offseason is like the biggest snooze fest ever. So we go one show a week on Rangers in the offseason, and then I do a lot more with the Longhorns, with the Cowboys, and then with the Mavericks. Stars, I am a very casual fan of. I don't do really anything on the show Stars related. I will definitely talk it up with y'all. Like when they were in the playoffs and still in it, we would have people talking, firing things off about Dallas Stars. All good to me. I love a lot of the DFW teams. You guys know that, but not a hockey expert. Not a hockey expert. Baseball, yes. Football, yeah. Basketball, probably a tier below football and baseball. Hockey, casual fan. I need help with hockey rules and how it works sometimes. I'm not even going to lie. But I love pretty much all sports. So happy to chat. Really any Texas sports team at this point. Your haters are going to... Hey, man. JR, I appreciate you, brother. I do appreciate you continuing to show up, man. I always say everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. And look, somebody was just telling me the other day, you haven't made it until you have haters. So maybe we're getting there. I'm not trying to get too pumped up. Hey, ZG, appreciate it. Appreciate the gifts, my guy. Thank you. Very generous of you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate the gifts. Thank you for the roses. Hey, I definitely am okay with it. I'm okay with the haters. I'm okay with the trolls. Like I said, you and I were talking about this, JR. Unless somebody is getting straight up vulgar, nasty, everybody's welcome. Come on in. Let's do some friendly trash talk. It's going to be great. It is going to be great. Oscar, appreciate the follow, my guy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate, JR, that you show up win or loss, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Caleb, hey, that's cool, man. Thanks for sharing. That's awesome. That is awesome. College baseball should start in October or November so we can flow straight into more baseball. Forget the North teams. That would be interesting, man. I would love that. Look, I get it. You know, NFL, you got college football, you got college basketball starting up, but I do hate, man, you got to wait till February for baseball. Really anything super exciting. Like free agency, not exciting really in MLB. Players take forever to sign contracts. Like you had Ohtani waiting till December, wasn't it? Ohtani, I think, waited until December to sign with the Dodgers. Hey, the Galaxy. ZG, are you serious? Thank you, man. That's so generous of you, bro. That means a lot, man. Thank you so much. I can't say that enough. Super grateful for the generosity, my guy. You're awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I will say it really would be nice if you had a little bit more of a fire MLB offseason. I think that they can do some things differently. We're going to get into that as it gets closer. No need for me to get on the soapbox now. Hey, is that right? JR, it is nice, man. The merch, look, y'all know I'm the biggest sucker for Fanatics. I need to get set up. I actually am a Fanatics affiliate. I'm not trying to become one of those influencers. This is my brand new shirt that I got. Please go to the link in my bio. You're not going to see me do that, but I really ought to, because I pretty much wear a Fanatic shirt like every night. I just need to start linking it up. And whenever y'all say, dude, sweet shirt, please go and help me out, man. Help me out. I'll put a link to everything, and y'all can help me get a few pennies from Fanatics. I really should, because I seriously have somebody ask, I feel like almost every night, dude, where'd you get that shirt? Fanatics. So maybe y'all can help me get a few pennies back from the big corpse. I'll get a little link tree going or something like that. Seriously. Joseph, you might be right. You really might be right. We'll see what the Rangers do. It might not be their year this year. I'm not going to give up hope until they're mathematically eliminated. And I don't think anybody should give up before the trade deadline. It's hard when you take an L like this, 6-0 against a sorry Orioles team. But I'm not going to give up. Not until the trade deadline, seeing if they're a buyer or a seller. And look, even beyond the trade deadline, like I said, it wouldn't even shock me if this team sold a bunch of players and ended up having a good little run. Maybe they'll keep it status quo, but it just wouldn't surprise me. Hey, the awesome Peagle hat is from, drum roll please, Fanatics. Hey, so I should get a Peagle hat link, and y'all can go to the link in my bio and get it. That's going to be my homework. Tonight, I'm going to get on my Fanatics affiliate site, and I'm going to start linking all this stuff that I have. And I'm going to beg y'all to go. And if you really want to go get the hat or the shirt, help me get a few pennies back from Fanatics. Seriously. G-Man, that is a line that I've hated forever from the front office. I believe in the guys. Of course you do. But don't tell the fans that as an excuse for why you're not making moves. So don't say that to me in the offseason. I think one of the biggest mistakes the Rangers made was not going all in 2024. You just won a World Series, bro. The Mavericks, all of y'all that are Mavericks fans, you remember what they did after 2011 when Cuban blew up the team? No. I am doing the exact opposite. I'm pushing the chips all the way in. What can I do to make sure that we get exactly back right where we were at the end of 2023? Different strokes for different folks, man. The Rangers wanted to go cheap after they had the 2023 success. Sucks. I hated that the Mavericks did it in 11, and I hate that the Rangers did not go all in 2024. Really, or in 2025. The Rangers probably could have gone out and spent some more money in the offseason this year. But you know what? It is what it is. Oh, man. Shoot. You did? You went and ordered the Lone Star Peagle shirt right after I got it, huh? That's what I mean. Hey, appreciate the gifts again. Hey, JR, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Look, I got to start linking this stuff, and you guys got to help me out. Again, I'm going to get maybe like 10 cents from Fanatics, but look, I don't care. I'm not too big to take a dime. I'll pick a dime up off the street. I appreciate you. Hey, by the way, send me an email. I want to say thank you so much for becoming a member. I didn't even realize, I don't know if you did it on the show or I don't know if you did it afterwards, but send me an email, austin@rightonrangers.com. I want to get you in our Discord. I didn't even realize. I went back and looked a few days ago, and I saw that you joined up. So I just want to say a special thank you to you. And send me an email. I would love to get you in the Discord. No worries either way, but if you want to get into that Discord chat, I definitely would like to send you the link and get you set up. Thanks again for becoming a member. Really, really appreciate you. Let me keep going here. JR, you just blessing me now with all these gifts. I wonder what my collection's at. I know you can get like I know you have like a collection that I can pull up somewhere, man. I'm getting a little bit of everything. ZG, you still coming with the gifts. Y'all are awesome, man. Helping me make this night a little bit better. Hey, right back at you. Right back at you. Why do we make every pitcher we face look like a Cy Young winner? Yup, that's what Rogers looked like tonight. Am I right? He looked like a Cy Young winner. Seriously. Seriously. Hey, no, thank you. Your support of the show means everything. So thank you so much. So generous of you. I know you've given a few gifts along the way as well. So thank you for becoming a member officially. Please send me that email. Would love to get you into the Discord. And just so grateful. Thank you again. Friends with Jonah Heim? Of course. I would love to meet Jonah Heim. Can I get Jonah Heim as a guest on the show? Because I don't think I'm going to be able to get to Arlington anytime soon. But can Jonah Heim come on the show, Casey? That's what I would love. I would love to have Jonah Heim as the first guest. And I don't think I've made any videos that would piss off Jonah Heim too much. Y'all let me know. That's the tricky part is you share your opinion. You know what? You make some people mad sometimes. But I don't think I've gone in on Jonah Heim. I think that I think I'm safe. I think I'm in the clear there. I don't live in DFW, Casey. I live in Vegas. Grew up in DFW, Arlington to be specific. Went to Arlington High. Lived there for a long time, but no, live in Vegas now. So if I am ever back in DFW, I'll let you know, brother. But I will say, if he's willing to come on the show, I would love that. Would absolutely love that. Hey, maybe I will make it back to Texas one day. I don't know if I can convince the wife to do it. My wife is from Las Vegas, born and raised here. So it's going to be tough to get her away, but maybe. The beautiful thing now with technology and everything else, and you know, of course, with travel, you're just one quick flight away. Hey, if the show gets bigger and bigger, one thing I wanted to mention to y'all, and this is going to be the last thing before we get off, I am really making it a goal this season, for sure next season, I want to get media access to a Rangers game. And look, typically you've got to have a decent sized following for them to give you the media access. And I don't want to become like, you know, beat writer reporter, but getting media access to a couple of games out here on the West Coast, that would be cool. So I'm going to really, really try to make that a goal either this year or next year to get media access on a West Coast game. I'm going to try for the Angel series. I'm going to email the Rangers and I'll let y'all know what they say. They might say no, but I'm going to see if I can get media access to maybe the Angel series. I'm putting it out there for y'all because I need y'all to help hold me accountable here. But I'm going to try to make it happen. It would be fun. It would be a lot of fun. I'm fully prepared for a no because, look, we're still growing here. We've only got about 11,000 or so followers across all socials. TikTok, y'all are probably the biggest. I think I've got about 8,300 followers on TikTok, but I would love to make that happen. Live from the When We Were Young festival. Oh, yeah. Hey, last year or a couple years ago in 23 during that festival, we were playing the Astros, making a crazy run. That's what's up. Caleb, I'll take whatever, man. Hey, JR, appreciate the follow, man. Appreciate you. And for the money gun, dude, you're blessing me with like every single gift, man. My collection is going to be straight fire after this. Thank you, man. I'll let y'all know. I'm going to send a very humble email. I tried to reach out. Jared Sandler, he messaged me back a couple of times. I'm going to try and reach out to him, see if I can get a little in. If not, I'll just email the Rangers directly. I'm going to make it, y'all. I'm going to make it a goal. By the end of next season, we're going to get media access, and y'all are going to be amazed. We're going to send a little video from the press box, and that's when you know things are getting real. That'd be awesome. Hey, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that, all of y'all. Like I said, I'm not trying to be a beat writer. I'm not trying to go to every single game. But you know what? When they come out to the West Coast, if they're playing the Giants or if they're playing, you know, obviously in Vegas, when the A's get to Vegas, I'm going to be trying every single game that the Rangers are in Vegas in 2027 or 8 or whenever they start playing there. I'm going to try and get media access to every Vegas game. 100%. That would be sick. But until then, Angels, Padres, Dodgers is going to be tough, right? Dodgers is going to be the tough one. That is a crazy, crazy threshold for media access, but that would be fun. Appreciate all y'all. Whole team needs to be traded except Josh Smith. I'll take Acuna, please, Victor. That's a bit of a pipe dream, but you know what? Shoot for the stars. Am I right? Shoot for the stars. Oh, my goodness. Y'all are great. Y'all have definitely made this night a little bit better. Got a bunch of generous people in TikTok in the chat. And JR, ZG, appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the gifts, and for anybody else that gave. I really, really thank you. Don't take that for granted at all. Yeah, Victor, I'm with you. I'm with you. Absolutely. Caleb, we'll see you later, man. I'm about to get off too, so you're not going to miss much. I would definitely be in favor of the Rangers making some moves. If it's not in the cards this year, I think they're going to make some moves regardless. But we'll see. Tomorrow we'll be back, y'all, probably in the 8th or 9th inning, and we will definitely, hopefully, be talking a win or at least a winning ball game. That's the goal. That's the goal. Again, I'm all about manifesting and speaking things into existence. We'll see. Hey, I was right. Unfortunately, it was the 10th shutout. Gio has confirmed. I don't like the stat either, Pat. I really don't. Who would I pick up? Well, it depends on who's available. At this point, if the Rangers are not in a playoff spot, the only people I want to pick up are prospects or guys that are controllable for the seasons ahead. I think if you're in a winning position, if you're in a playoff spot, ZG, I think then you've got to go bullpen arm, high leverage, and you got to go get a bat. Cal Raleigh. If we could get Cal Raleigh, can you imagine having a catcher that could hit 30 home runs? Like, that is such a foreign concept. I feel like the last good catcher, Napoli probably, who could just absolutely mash. It was probably Nap, wasn't it? Am I missing somebody? Feels like Napoli was the last catcher that was like a 25, 30 home run threat. Maybe I'm missing somebody. I don't know. Anyways, we'll be back tomorrow, 8th or 9th inning, hopefully talking about a Rangers win or soon-to-be win. Thank you again for all y'all. Thank you especially to all the paid members on YouTube, paid subscribers, and everybody that sent a gift today on TikTok. Again, if you're thinking about maybe supporting the show in a little bit of a bigger way, consider hitting that subscribe button on TikTok right next to the chat. Get you access to our exclusive Ride on Rangers Discord. And one more time for the people on YouTube, there's the link. Copy and paste that in a browser of your choice. Email me at austin@rideonrangers.com after the show is over, and I'll get you into the Discord chat that way too. Thanks for considering, but thank you for your support. The likes, the views, the shares, the follows. It's all great, and I don't take anything for granted. Love y'all. Hope you have a great rest of the night. We'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.